I still remember the sound of laughter, the kind that doesn't include you. It seeped under the closed bedroom door like smoke. My wife's voice, her friends, a celebration that wasn't mine, even though it was my birthday. I stood in the hallway, keys still in my hand, cake box sweating through its thin cardboard. No welcome, no surprise, just muffled giggles and the glint of betrayal humming behind it. I'd spent 12 hours at work, planning how to make the evening special. Instead, I walked into a house that smelled like expensive wine and a fresh manicure. Hers, not mine. When she finally stepped out, she didn't flinch. No guilt, just a cold, rehearsed stare. "We've decided it's time to divorce you," she said. "We." Her best friends stood behind her, arms crossed, smiling like wolves that smelled blood. My blood. I blinked. Once. Slowly. The cake slid from my hand and hit the floor, icing shattering like my last illusion of love. I said nothing, just watched the way they smirked, already victorious, already spending money that wasn't theirs yet. My wife leaned closer, eyes shimmering with freedom she hadn't earned. "You're boring, predictable," she whispered. "He makes me feel alive." He? My breath stilled. Another man. I felt it without evidence. The truth doesn't need proof when it carves itself into your bones. But I stayed silent. Silence has power. She thought she ended me that night. She had no idea what patience looks like when sharpened into a blade. The next morning, I acted as though my world hadn't split open. I cooked breakfast. I asked about her day. She played along too well. Phone face down, text notifications flickering like nervous lies. Infidelity has a scent, sweet, poisoned, heavy. Her lipstick was new, deep red, the color she wore when we were young and reckless. Yet she didn't wear it for me. She left early, showered late. New lingerie tags hid in the trash like dirty confessions. One night, she came home wearing a shirt I didn't own, too large, masculine. The perfume wasn't mine. I watched her sleep beside me, peaceful, deceitful. My chest ached, not with heartbreak, but with revelation. I filed for nothing. I confronted no one. Instead, I remembered her words. "We've decided." She didn't consider I might decide too. The next week, my daughter-in-law called. Her voice was sharp, entitled. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes. Everyone's here, but only if you help." She thought I was desperate for family, for acceptance, for love. I stared at the empty house, cold light hitting the spot where the cake once fell. "No," I answered, just one word, clean, final, enjoy. She hung up annoyed, thinking she won some petty power game. None of them knew I'd been preparing for my exit long before they planned to push me out. They didn't know I had investments overseas, properties, a villa tucked into the quiet snow of Switzerland, the kind of wealth you don't flaunt unless you want people to choke on envy. They thought I was small, invisible, replaceable. So I let them believe it. It's easier to strike when your enemy thinks you're harmless. I started watching. Not her, not the supposed thrill she'd chosen. I watched patterns. Phone records suddenly long at midnight. Frequent calls to one number, saved under dentist. Interesting choice. No one visits a dentist twice a week dressed like she was going to sin. My son visited less. My daughter-in-law controlled his tongue. I heard whispers of money. "Dad will leave us something. He owes us. He's old enough. He won't need much." Funny how people count your wealth while you're still alive. I hired a private investigator. Quiet, efficient, invisible like I'd been. Then I did something colder. I invited my wife to dinner. She agreed easily. Guilt makes people eager to pretend. She put on the red lipstick again, new perfume, a glow only lies can give. I watched her chew slowly, fork tapping porcelain like a metronome to her deceit. "I'm thinking about retirement," I said casually. She stilled. Eyes flashed gold. Retirement meant assets. Assets meant division. Division meant she would finally get what she thought she deserved. She smiled softly, pretending to care. "You've worked so hard. You deserve rest." Her hand touched mine, cold, calculating. I smiled back, but inside, something dark stretched awake. 3 weeks later, the investigator returned with everything: photos, videos, receipts. My wife, laughing in another man's arms. His hands on her waist, their mouths too close, too familiar. His face? Her best friend's husband. The one who smirked at me the night she announced the divorce. Poetic. I printed one photo. Just one. Enough. When she came home, I placed it on the table like an offering. She froze. What is this?" Voice trembling now. No lipstick could hide fear. I didn't speak. Silence again. Deadly this time. She broke first. They always do. "It's not what it looks," she choked. "Please let me explain." Explain betrayal? Explain the man behind "we"? Explain why she thought I was too dull to notice? I slid the divorce papers forward, already signed by me, already prepared, already filed. She wasn't leaving me. I was releasing her. She collapsed into a chair, mascara streaking. Her friends weren't here to smirk now. Her lover wasn't here to hold her. She was alone, with the truth. "The house," she whispered, desperate. "My lawyer." I transferred the property last month. Her head snapped up. "To who?" "To no one you know. I don't need a house." I turned the phone screen toward her. Photos of my villa in Switzerland. Glass walls, snowy mountains, infinity pool reflecting the sky like a quiet promise. Her breath hitched. Greed widened her eyes the way love never had. "You're lying." Check. She did. Her hands shook. Then my phone buzzed. First call, daughter-in-law. Then another, and another. 71 calls in 2 hours. Suddenly, Thanksgiving needed me. Suddenly, family remembered my name. I turned the phone face down, let it ring. Let them drown in unanswered need. My wife reached for me like someone grabbing at smoke. "I can change." I stepped back. "You already did." Now I sit in Switzerland. Snow falling like ash. Quiet, final. The villa is warm, silent in a way my marriage never was. Wine breathes in a crystal glass. I exhale and nothing hurts. Sometimes betrayal is a door, not one that closes, one that opens. They wanted me small, broken, begging. Instead, they taught me how to live without them. My phone lies face down still. 71 missed calls. 71 ghosts. I don't need to answer. I don't need to explain. Some victories are quiet. Some revenges are simply walking away. And I walked without looking back.